What is up? This year, LA in a minute, and another Los Angeles landmark will be closing as the historic Mayan Theater will shut its doors at the end of September. The Mayan Theater stood proudly for nearly 98 years in Los Angeles as an architectural icon and a cultural beacon, and it's another difficult to fathom blow for downtown LA. Let's get into it. The Mayan announced their final curtain call on Instagram earlier today, first announced by the Scene Star and DTLA Insider. The Mayan Theater opened on August 15th, 1927, commissioned by oil magnate Edward Doheny and designed by the renowned architectural firm of Morgan, Walls and Clements. Doheny was trying to reinvigorate his reputation after the Teapot Dome scandal, and he wanted to start a theater district distinct from on Broadway in downtown LA, initially billing the Mayan as LA's only exclusive musical comedy theater. But more than music or comedy or any shows, the draw was the architecture. LA at the time had a cultural fascination with Mesoamerican architecture, with examples from the era being Frank Lloyd Wright's Ennis House, as well as the Aztec Hotel in Monrovia. And that style was brought to life at the Mayan by sculptor Francisco Cornejo, born in La Paz, Baja California Sur in Mexico, who infused the building with intricate and expansive pre-Columbian motifs. Cornejo's intricate yet grand-scale carvings were inspired by the ruins of ancient cities on the Yucatan Peninsula, and his serpent heads, hieroglyphics, and countless other forms were a celebration of the Mesoamerican heritage and a calling card for the building. And what a calling card it was, attracting Hollywood royalty and setting the stage for a rich legacy, as opening night featured the Gershwin musical OK as the main attraction. By the 1940s, the theater was a beacon of social progress when it hosted Duke Ellington's groundbreaking musical revue, Jump for Joy, which starred Dorothy Dandridge and was notable not only for its artistic excellence, but for its integrated audience during a time of widespread segregation, marking the Mayan as a place of cultural unity. The theater's significance deepened in 1948 when it was purchased by Francisco Fauce, who embraced the growing Latino community of Los Angeles by showcasing Spanish-language films and performances. It was in the 1950s and 60s that the Mayan became a vital cultural center for Mexican cinema and music, welcoming legendary artists and fostering a sense of community and ushering in the evolution of downtown Los Angeles. In 1968, it was time for another era of the Mayan as the Fauce family leased and eventually sold the theater to Carlos Tobalina, who turned the theater into a triplex, mostly for adult films. Tobalina also updated the facade, giving it a little bit of a more colorful feel, which actually made it the backdrop for some Hollywood films such as Mean Streets, Rock and Roll High School, and The Bodyguard. The 1990s brought another renaissance when restaurateur Sammy Chow and Donnie Sullivan transformed the space into a nightclub and live music venue, initially meant to be called the Lost City Nightclub, before opening as Club Mayan. And that ownership has since preserved the theater's architectural splendor while opening its doors to diverse audiences, including purveyors of punk concerts, lucha libre, and acts from around the globe. Through it all, the Mayan was a dynamic gathering place that reflected the city's evolving cultural landscape. The Mayan is much more than a renowned piece of architecture. It's a symbol of LA's rich and multifaceted history. It's a place where art, culture, and community intersected for 98 years in downtown Los Angeles, and now they're going to close the doors, leaving behind a profound and rich legacy. All right, LA, it's been a minute.